Hello everybody, my name is Taylor Green. I am one of the audiologists here at Audiology Associates. As you can see, I'm by myself today. Rhys unfortunately was in a different clinic today and I just happened to have a little bit of time to voice a video over for you. Now there's 3 patients in this particular video. We've got one of each of us actually. There's one from Katie, one from Rhys and one from myself. Now, I believe this is Katie's first, so I think it's the same order that I've just gone through. So Katie, Rhys, then me. I hope everyone's had a lovely Christmas and New Year as well, guys. Hope everything went really lovely for you all. I know I did myself. I love Christmas, absolutely love Christmas. Anyway, back to the wax removal. So I can see Katie's got this, got the standard size on the tube, and we got what I thought was going to be quite a mushy type of wax, but you can see this whole thing is kind of moving as one. So I think what we've got is the patient may have potentially used a little bit of oil before coming in to see ourselves, you know, with this wax potentially being quite dry and quite hard possibly. Now, a lot of the time when we see it like this, it's usually to do with drops the patient uses. So it kind of coats the surface and you get this kind of softer layer then, which just envelopes this harder plug in the center. And that's what Katie's doing here now. She's managed to loosen up the sides a little bit. And that's why you can see Katie giving that kind of wiggling motion. So it doesn't look like it's doing much at the moment, but every little bit of wiggle usually tends to sort of loosen up parts of the plug, which is why you kind of see us doing it quite often on most of our videos. Now, Katie's popped a little bit of oil in here. Now, the oil can help to sort of lubricate the ear canal slightly, so it does a lot of the time make it easier to remove. That oil, every time Katie's given that a little bit of a wiggle, that oil is just going to seep underneath that plug, and that's where it usually slips out a bit better. It's a stubborn old piece, this though. There are little gaps around. Oh, I can see we're going in with the hook. I've completely gone blank. Oh goodness me! It's been a long old bit of time off. Sorry guys. Still recharging my batteries, I think. So it's breaking little bits away here now. So I can see what Katie was trying to do was basically get beyond that little gap that was at the top there, in a hope that once that hook kind of curves or turns into the wax, sometimes it can pull nice and easy. I can see there's a bit of, see that white sort of sheet you can see underneath? That's thick, dead skin, that. So that is basically what's anchoring this in place. Oh, you got to hold that grip a lot of the time. You got to try and hold it there. There we are. You could see that last little grip then just managed to pull that loose. Oh, it's breaking away. There we are. Oh, that's a big old piece of wax as well, to be fair. Wow. Oh, that's looking good. Yeah, we've got this kind of very slight little layer of like dry dead skin there, but this is kind of what I was expecting it to be like. So this is what I would expect it to be like without the use of drops. So I think what may have happened here is the patient has not used any oil, because the better side patients are quite reluctant to use oil with. So even though there is wax in there, a lot of the time the patients don't realize that. They don't actually feel it in there. It sounds really silly, but that is coming away okay so far. But it has left this really, really dry ring around the outer edge. Now, I do apologize. This is the first time I'm actually watching these videos myself. This might have flicked over to Rhys's video. I assumed it was Katie's second ear, but I know Katie has accidentally kind of missed off a few of the ruler shots, which, you know, is not a problem, but that might have knocked me off a little bit. This might actually be Rhys doing this now. I do apologize. So we got the standard size on the tube here now. I can see we're just trying to, kind of like the last video, the first video you just saw, we're trying to kind of loosen up those edges that are stuck to the ear canal. Now there's potentially a bit of swelling in this ear canal as well. You can see as Rhys or Katie was peeling away that little bit at the top, you could almost see the ear canal kind of flexing with it. Now being this deep in the ear canal, I would kind of expect that to be a lot more firm, a lot more rigid, because it's usually skin on bone when you're in this area. And when it flexes like that, that's usually a sign there may potentially be a recent or current bit of irritation, possibly a previous infection. It's just breaking little bits away. Oh, look at that. Oof, we got a bit lucky on those side peels there. I thought that was going to break away. Super dry in there though. Normally with these patients where, we manage to clear most of it, and, there are occasions where, you get little tiny bits like this that are just too difficult and too risky for us to take away, or they're just purely too noisy. We generally tend to get the patient to continue using drops. Some olive oil drops usually are what we would recommend ourselves. There we are. We're just mopping up those little bits on the side. Look how hard that is. That is absolutely solid. Now this is more of a keratin. So this is very similar, or basically the same material as what your nails are made out of. It's a pretty solid. I mean, I've seen it on a few occasions where wax has actually been like a stone. It's absolutely rock hard. And I know it might sound really weird, but it's, yeah, it can get pretty solid in there. Eardrum is visible, so I don't think the patient would have been having problems with their hearing in this one, because you could see there was quite a few gaps around the wax to start with. Yeah, this would have been Rhys's video. Sorry, I do apologise. This is Rhys's typical ruler shots. Now, this is the last video, so this is going to be myself doing this particular procedure. We've got really small ear canals in this one, and I think it's a relatively quick one from what I can remember. But this is what we call the fine end. So this is actually the smaller of the suction tubes. If I can remember this particular appointment, this is a regular patient of ours. I'm only saying if I can remember, because this wasn't done today. Sorry guys, this was done sort of December time, so while we were in the middle of all the wax vent. So we've got a good grip. You can see it's almost like a little pellet. Nice block of wax there. How small these ear canals are. It's kind of wide, and then it just goes whoosh. Just mopping up these little bits on the outer edge. If this is your first time watching our videos, guys, and if this is something that you're quite interested in, because I know there's quite a few people that are, don't forget you can like, share, heart, follow, subscribe, do whatever you want to. And if you really enjoy this, and if you're watching on the YouTube channel, you can consider becoming members. It's not needed, but you do get extra videos that we post near enough every day of the week. So that'll be great if you could jump aboard. Oh, these ones you kind of wish you didn't start peeling little bits away, because these little strips of dead skin, they've got to come away. But what you can sometimes get with these is, as you start to peel them away, you just start seeing it go down the ear canal, and it works its way slowly towards the eardrum. So we're just really carefully now trying to hold the grip and do a gentle little wiggle, because sometimes it will shear away, and you'll be quite lucky that it will sort of break off in the center of the ear canal, and that's what you can just about see doing there now to the left hand side. There you go. Lovely. Yeah, this patient is a hearing aid wearer. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this already, but patient comes every 6 months, I believe, to get their ears cleared, because obviously even though it wasn't a massive amount of wax, we've got tiny ear canals, so that small amount of wax, it blocks this patient up quite quickly. This is what I meant, but you can slowly see it peeling down the ear canal, so you've got that fresh kind of layer underneath. They make a lot of noise, these ones. They're horrible to remove. So what I've done is I've left that little bit there, and I am, like I've already mentioned, we're going to get the patient to use a little bit of olive oil now over the next few days, just to stick that kind of back down to the ear canal. They tend to clarinet quite a lot. If you're a regular viewer, you know what clarinetting is. But if you are new, so clarinetting is essentially where we're using the suction and we get these little fine, tiny little thin pieces that are stuck to the ear canal. And as we try to suction it away, it makes this horrible, shrill kind of whistling noise. And it's, we're inside the patient's ear, so it's very, very loud for the patient, but it's also very loud for us as well. It's a horrible, horrible noise. And it's those little bits at the bottom there that tend to make that noise. And to be honest, it's not really worth the risk of damaging the patient's hearing or temporarily making the patient's hearing worse. So again, that's why you may see us occasionally leave those little bits there. They're already sort of migrating out of the ear canal anyway. You can see how small those ear canals were. That looked completely fully blocked when I started, but we had tiny, tiny little pieces come out. Didn't actually get the measurement, sorry guys, it's already disappeared off my screen. But thank you very much anyway for watching the video. Like I said, bear with us. Rhys will be back with myself, most likely on the next video. So don't forget to take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, and take care of one another. And we shall see you on the next video. Thanks everyone. Bye.